And of course, I have to say one more thing. Robert Poss is setting up right now, and he is going to be the person to bring us out of this amazing evening, and I think it's really a fitting end to the evening. There's a beautiful piece at the end of the book, Blues and Chaos, that is a review of Band of Susans, and you should go home and read that. Read it right now if you got the book in front of you, because Robert was part of Band of Susans, and my dad was just amazed by the way that they played and by Robert's work. So I can't think of any more fitting way to bring the evening to a close than to have Robert Poss play. Thank you, Robert.
This may take me a second because I have lots of, pedals all in the service of creating distortion. Oh, something's delaying. Hold on. Yeah, pedal stops now. Yeah, that's interesting. Thank you. When my band first put out a 12-inch EP in 1987, the two people that really sort of discovered us were John Peel, BBC, and Robert Palmer, and neither of whom is with us anymore, which is a tragedy. But both of them really were supportive and nurturing, and excuse me, I think they got it. And the thing about Bob is that he understood that, in addition to all the sort of classic blues and folk and country western and any number of, sort of folk forms, that there was another music that was about noise and texture and drones. And he understood that this wasn't something that was apart from the blues. It was actually just another kind of blues. So once I get things going here, I'm going to try to sort of play a bit of a different side of Bob Palmer's interests, which is more about the architecture of sound and the noise and the feedback. But give me a second. I really started life as a teenager playing blues in a band and playing bass guitar, and it was actually, it seemed like at a certain point that, there were a lot of people doing it. So, to me, that was just sort of like Tricks. And I actually had released a record called about New Dog, Old Tricks, or Old Dog, New Tricks, or something like that. And wow, almost still in tune. So, I went through life and I started playing lead guitar, and I learned all those. I met Mike Bloomfield, and I learned all those Albert King stuff. I used to know how to do that stuff. And, but you know, at a certain point I got interested in, I don't know, drones and Phil Niblock and Lamont Young and the Rolling Stones and New York Dolls and, you know, all kinds of other stuff. And you know, overtones, guitar overtones, and I played with Reese Chatham and played with these other electronic musicians, Nicholas Collins, Susan Stanger, and again, Phil Niblock. And I don't know, I decided that I wanted to make a rock band of just music, of just like my favorite parts about rock, which are these bits of feedback, a moment from Live at Leeds, a moment from Journey to Center of Your Mind, where the guitar feeds back, you know, before Ted Nugent became a right-wing reactionary. And so, you know, anyhow, I developed this band of Susans, and it was 3 women named Susan, and for no reason in particular, our provisional name was Band of Susans, because there were 3 women named Susan in it. And it was a really stupid name, and it probably held us back from the, you know, fame and glory that we deserved. But, you know, it was, if we had called ourselves like Raging Sludge or something, we probably would have gotten a lot further, because Band of Susan sounds kind of lightweight and kind of, you know, it just doesn't sound, you know, like it's going to really be loud. But we were loud, and we had 3 guitars, and I'm going to play a little bit now and stop talking. Thank you.
And one last thing.
I finally got to meet Bob in, what record was it? It was in the late 80s, early 90s, and we were playing in Memphis, and he came to the show, and I was incredibly pleased and humbled and honored, and we went back to his house and driving around these back roads, and he had no plumbing, he had no running water. And so we had to go, to use the toilet, we had to go to some like truck stop or something. But we sat, for hours and hours and talked about music, and he was just working on the Deep Blues video then. And it's one of Randall Lyon was there, is another great person from that period. And I have to say, is one of my, I think that meeting Leo Fender were, two of the proudest moments of my entire life. So thanks, Bob, wherever you are.